And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's video, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So of course, we are in the middle of the January transfer window, and of course Celtic aren't back in action until next Sunday. So there's a lot of noise around the club right now with regards to transfers. As you can tell by the title, we are reporting on a potential goalkeeper signing, as Celtic have supposedly found their Joe Hart replacement after the latest reports from today. So we'll discuss that a bit later on in the video, but I want to start by going over a Football Scotland report. It's a fairly reliable source here with regards to what will be our first signing of the January transfer window, that of course being winger Nicholas Cunn. So we spoke about him in the last two videos about how Celtic are now very, very close to bringing him in. It does seem like that he could be at the club as early as Monday. Reports even stating that he could be in contention to play in the Scottish Cup match this Sunday. So, of course, the transfer fee in question for him is around the £2.8 million mark. And Brendan Rodgers is apparently one of the key reasons as to why Cunn has chose Celtic over his other teams that are interested in his services. So that's quite cool to read. When I saw that earlier, that Brendan Rodgers is quite obviously persuasive when it comes to players wanting to sign for Celtic and stuff like that. And it seems like this deal could be over the line relatively quickly, and quite a quick turnaround with him potentially even featuring next Sunday in a Scottish Cup match. But of course, we'll have to wait to see if those reports do come true from Football Scotland, if he will be signed and sealed by Monday. But it looks pretty promising right now that he could be a Celtic player in the next 24 hours or so. So very, very good news there with regards to Nicholas Cunn. So other than that, it's kind of been quite a slow start. Obviously, the first few days were relatively slow to the transfer window. Of course, Nicholas Cunn now being linked, and then Thiago Arujo as well, we mentioned yesterday, as a potential signing. But today we've got reports that Celtic are very, very interested in Liverpool goalkeeper Kellerer. Now, Liverpool is reportedly making contingency plans amid speculation that their backup goalkeeper, Kellerer, may be on his way to join Celtic. Brendan Rodgers is said to be a long-time admirer of the 25-year-old Irish keeper and is keen on bringing him to Glasgow to replace Joe Hart. So this is reported by Sun Sports, a relatively reliable source there. So far this season and the most recent years, to be honest, whilst he's been at Liverpool, Kelleher has primarily featured in cup competitions and the Europa League. But he is reportedly growing frustrated with his lack of playing time and does want to move elsewhere to get regular first-team football, which is understandable because he is now 25 years old and he's kind of reaching that point where, he's obviously not a youngster. I know goalkeepers are slightly different. They kind of maybe peak a bit later on in comparison to outfield players, where maybe they peak about 27, 28. But 25 years old, you do want to be getting regular first-team football regardless of your position on the pitch. So Celtic's interest in Kelleher comes as they consider long-term options to succeed 36-year-old Joe Hart, who has been the first-choice goalkeeper for the past 3 seasons. With Hart advancing in age and expiring contract, Celtic's pursuit of a younger, talented goalkeeper like Kelleher aligns with their future planning. So I've been a big fan of Kelleher, actually, personally, for a long time. I mean, I watched him, I think it was the Carabao Cup final a few years ago, and he was superb. I mean, the penalty shootout, I think he got the man of the match. He was like the main headline from that game. I believe he won it for Liverpool in that game. Was it against Chelsea, I think it was? It was like a Carabao Cup final, I think 2 years ago, before Chelsea went down the pan. And he was superb, as I mentioned, and he done brilliant in the penalty shootout. I'm pretty sure it was Chelsea in that game. But regardless of that, he's been in and out of the first team for some time now, and to be fair to him, it's hard to get into that team as a goalkeeper when you've got Alisson Becker, who for me personally is probably the best goalkeeper in the world, him or Thibaut Courtois. But I digress. But Kelleher, yeah, big fan of him, obviously Irish as well, and I think this could be a very, very good sign if it was to come to fruition. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, as I was kind of reading the reports, there's other sources saying that this wouldn't be a January transfer, it'd be more so a kind of transfer for this summer. But, Celtic did show interest in him last summer transfer window, but their kind of interest was swiftly rejected by Liverpool. And now Celtic do obviously seem determined to kind of reignite that interest in him this January. But me personally, I think this would happen more so in the summer. Seems like a more realistic option, a more realistic transfer to happen in the summer, to be honest with you. Of course, this comes as well after Sigles has changed his agent as well. He wants to depart the club for regular first team football as well. So who knows what could happen, but I do think this probably would happen more likely in the summer. But it is good to see that we've set our sights on a goalkeeper option for the future beyond this season, obviously when Joe Hart's contract does expire. I've been pretty vocal about Joe Hart. I think I'd like to keep him at the club as maybe a backup choice. He's a good player to have in the dressing room, good leader. But I do think he's past it of being a first choice goalkeeper. I think he might do till the end of the season, but definitely at the start of next season we need to have a better goalkeeper in net, and I think Kellerer could be that man. But guys, I'm pretty keen to know what you make of this down in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts with regards to this transfer story about Kellerer. Also, let us know what you make of the signing of Nicholas Kuhn. It should be announced tomorrow with any luck. And yeah, drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.